Hi, welcome to Daisy Nick's Recipes. Today I'm going to show you how to make coffee and vanilla cinnamon soap. Equipment: 2 heat-proof jugs, 2 spoons, a spatula, heart-shaped silicone mould, a loaf mould, a knife or soap cutter, a measuring spoon, a microwave and some rubbing alcohol. Ingredients: white sodium lauryl sulfate free melt and pour, clear sodium lauryl sulfate free melt and pour, 1 teaspoon of instant coffee, 4 teaspoons of ground coffee beans, silk amino acids and peptides, and essential oils, vanilla and cinnamon. Start by spraying all of your equipment with rubbing alcohol to sterilise. Cut off 1 cup of the white soap base. Chop into small pieces and put into a heat-proof jug. Then cover with cling film ready to go into the microwave. Put in the microwave for 30 seconds at a time and then bring out and stir to see if it's melted. If it hasn't melted, put it back in for 10 seconds at a time. Add 3 to 5 drops of vanilla essential oil. Stir around, then pour into your mini chocolate-sized heart-shaped moulds. Then place in the fridge until cool, about half an hour or so. Then turn out and put to one side ready for later. Cut up around 50 to 75 grams of white soap base and add 1 teaspoon of instant coffee. Give it a good stir around and cover the top with cling film to keep the heat in. Pop it in the microwave for 10 seconds at a time to make sure you don't overheat it. Then pour it into your mould and allow to set. This will take around 20 minutes to make sure it's fully set. Once set, just pull it out and you'll be able to see it easily just come out from the bottom. Then cut it into little cubes to use to sprinkle on the top of your soap. I've used a crinkle cutter to make it look a bit more fun. And here are both of your embeds, just put to one side for later use. Then cut up 200 grams of white soap base. Then add half a teaspoon of silk amino acids and half a teaspoon of silk peptides. Give it a good stir around. Then add 4 teaspoons of fresh coffee grounds and give it a good stir around. Cover with cling film and pop into the microwave on 10-second bursts just to make sure you don't overheat it. Give it a good stir around and then pour into the base of your loaf mould. Put to one side and it'll form a skin ready for your next layer. In between the layers, just give it a good spritz of rubbing alcohol. Scrape the sides down from the jugs you've just used from the embeds and the ground coffee and use this jug to put the next lot of your mixture into, and this will help create the different colours as you go up the mould. Next, cut up 200 grams of your white soap base and pop it into the jug along with the scraps. Then add half a teaspoon of silk peptide and half a teaspoon of silk amino acids to the mix. Then place in the microwave on short bursts again, keep taking it out, giving it a stir around, back in the microwave, making sure you don't heat it too much. Then add 10 drops of cinnamon essential oil to the mix and give it a good stir around and pour into your mould. Repeat the process again by scraping round the edges of the bowl using the scraps from the previous pour, and this will help just change the colour slightly. Next, chop up around 200 to 250 grams of your white soap base and adding to the scraps in your jug with half a teaspoon of silk peptide and half a teaspoon of silk amino acid to the mix. Give it a good stir around and pop it into the microwave. Once melted, pour into your mould and then get ready to put the embeds straight on top. Now I've done a little design so they cut into slices quite easily. I can see where each embed is. To seal in my embeds, I use 100 grams of the clear soap base in a clean jug, and I put it into the microwave for 30 seconds at a time. And then I add 20 drops of vanilla essential oil to the mix. Then pour into your soap mould, covering most of your embeds. I left mine to set in the fridge for about 4 hours, then turned out and cut into slices. And here's your finished product. I hope you've had fun making coffee and vanilla and cinnamon soap with Daisy Nix recipes. You can now find me on Facebook, just type in Daisy Nix recipes. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel for more DIY videos. If you have any questions, please email me at the address on screen. Thanks for watching.